Right now, you have probably already lied today. Maybe not a big lie, maybe not a dramatic lie, not the kind of lie that destroys a kingdom, starts a war, or makes someone say, "We need to talk." Maybe it was just, "I am fine. I am almost there. I read the terms and conditions. That food was great. I will only watch one more video." Tiny lies, soft lies, social lies, the kind of lies humans use so often that we barely notice them. But the strange part is this: lying is not a modern invention. It is older than courts, older than contracts, older than writing, and probably older than language as we know it. Because before humans could lie with words, they could already lie with actions. And before humans existed at all, other animals were already using deception to survive. Which means lying may not be a bug in human nature. It may be one of the things that helped build it. The question is, when did humans start lying? And why did evolution keep a behavior that can destroy trust, ruin friendships, and make family dinners extremely uncomfortable? To understand that, we need to go back. Not to politics, not to lawyers, not to your friend who said they were 5 minutes away while still standing in the shower. We need to go back to the ancient world, where lying was not about excuses, it was about survival. Imagine a small group of early humans gathered around a fire. Food is limited, status matters. Everyone knows who helped in the hunt, who shared meat, who took more than they should, and who keeps pretending they did not hear the baby crying. In a small group, reputation is everything. If the group trusts you, you eat. If the group does not trust you, you might be pushed out. And in the ancient world, being pushed out of the group was not just embarrassing, it was a death sentence with extra steps. So humans had a problem. They needed trust, but they also wanted advantages: more food, more mates, more status, more safety. And once you have social rules, you also create the temptation to break those rules and hide it. That is where lying becomes powerful. If I can make you believe something false, I can change what you do. I can hide food. I can avoid punishment. I can make myself look braver, kinder, stronger, or more useful than I really am. In other words, lying is not just saying something untrue. Lying is mind control with a sentence. And humans became very good at it. But deception did not begin with humans. In the animal world, deception is everywhere. Some animals pretend to be more dangerous than they are. Some hide food while others are watching. Some give false alarm calls, making the group run so they can steal food. Among primates, researchers have documented something called tactical deception, using normal behavior in a way that misleads another individual. For example, an animal might hide where it is looking so others do not notice food. Or it might act calm while secretly trying to move towards something valuable. That is not Shakespeare, but it is deception. And it shows something important. You do not need civilization to deceive. You only need another mind to fool. This is why lying is connected to intelligence. To lie well, you need to understand that another person does not know everything you know. You need to understand that their mind can be different from your mind. You know where the food is hidden, they do not. You know what really happened, they do not. That gap between your knowledge and their knowledge is where lying lives. And that ability is called theory of mind. It is the ability to think about what another person thinks. Humans use it constantly. When you surprise someone, when you tell a joke, when you teach, when you flirt, when you pretend you did not see a message. All of that depends on understanding that other people have minds separate from your own. And once you can understand another mind, you can help it. Or you can trick it. This is why lying in children is so interesting. Parents often panic when a child starts lying, but psychologists see something else too. A child who can lie is showing a new kind of mental skill. They are realizing that what they know and what you know are not the same thing. They ate the cookie. You did not see them eat the cookie. So maybe, just maybe, they can stand there with chocolate on their face and say, "No, that is not good morality, but it is impressive brain development." Some studies have found that children can begin lying surprisingly young, and by around age 3 or 4, many become much better at it. Not because they are becoming evil, because they are becoming social, which is a little disturbing, because it means lying is not the opposite of intelligence. Sometimes, lying is proof that intelligence is working. But why would this evolve? Why would nature create a species that can deceive its own group? Because humans live in groups, and groups are complicated. If humans were solitary creatures, lying would matter much less. There would be nobody to impress, nobody to manipulate, nobody to hide things from. But humans are deeply social. We survive through relationships, friends, families, allies, rivals, leaders, people who owe you favors, people you owe favors to, people you definitely do not want finding out what happened near the river. The bigger the group, the more complicated the social world becomes. Who likes who? Who is angry? Who is loyal? Who is pretending to be loyal? Who shared food last time? Who took credit for someone else's work? Who is secretly trying to move up in status? Early humans had to track all of that without notebooks, phones, or group chats. Their brains were doing social math all day. And in that world, deception could be useful. But only if you were careful, because lying has a cost. If you lie and nobody catches you, you might gain something. If you lie and the group catches you, you lose trust. And trust was one of the most valuable things an ancient human could have. This is why humans did not only evolve the ability to lie, we also evolved the ability to detect lies. We watch faces, we listen to tone, we remember stories, we notice when details change. We ask follow-up questions. We say things like, "Really?" That one word has probably ended more ancient lies than any spear ever made. So human social life became an arms race. Better liars created pressure for better lie detectors. Better lie detectors created pressure for better liars. And somewhere inside that pressure, human intelligence got sharper. This is the uncomfortable part. Lying and trust may have evolved together. You cannot have a serious lie unless trust already exists. If nobody believes anyone, lying does not work. But if people do trust each other, lying becomes powerful. So the same social world that made cooperation possible also made deception possible. Humans became the species that could promise, gossip, confess, deny, exaggerate, pretend, flatter, and betray. Very inspirational. Now, lying was not always about selfishness. Some lies are protective. If an enemy group asks where your family is hiding, telling the truth is not moral. It is suicidal. If a child is scared, an adult might say everything is fine, even when it is not. If someone is dying, a person might offer hope even when the truth is darker. Humans lie to get things. But humans also lie to protect things. That is why lying is so hard to judge. The same skill can be used for kindness, cruelty, survival, manipulation, peace, or war. A lie can save a life. A lie can ruin one. And language made all of this more powerful. Before language, deception had limits. You could hide food. You could fake a signal. You could pretend not to notice something. But once humans had complex language, lying became portable. You could lie about things that were not in front of you. You could lie about yesterday. You could lie about tomorrow. You could lie about someone who was not there. You could lie about invisible things, spirits, promises, plans, intentions. This changed everything. A spoken lie could travel. One person could say, "He stole the meat," and suddenly the whole group might treat an innocent person differently. That is terrifying. But spoken language also gave humans a way to fight lies. They could question. They could compare stories. They could call witnesses. They could build reputations over time. In a small ancient group, you could not just reinvent yourself every week. Everyone knew you. If you lied too much, your reputation followed you around like a bad smell. So humans developed rules. Not formal laws at first. Social rules. Shame, punishment, exclusion, mockery. The ancient justice system was probably just everyone looking at you with disappointment. And honestly, that still works. But the fact that humans needed rules against lying tells us something. Lying was common enough to be a problem, and useful enough to be tempting. Over time, as groups became larger, lying became even more complex. In a tiny band, everyone knows everyone. In a village, rumors spread. In a city, strangers can lie to strangers. In a kingdom, Leaders can lie to thousands. And today, one person can lie to millions in a few seconds. The technology changed. The brain did not. We still react to stories, faces, confidence, fear, and group loyalty. We still believe things because they feel right. We still trust people who sound certain. We still lie to protect ourselves, improve our image, avoid conflict, and get what we want. The ancient machinery is still running. That is why lying feels so human. It sits right at the center of what makes us powerful and dangerous. We can imagine realities that do not exist. That lets us create art, religion, plans, jokes, laws, and futures. But it also lets us create falsehoods. A lie is imagination used as a weapon, and humans are extremely imaginative. So when did humans start lying? The honest answer is, we do not know exactly. The first lie disappeared the moment it worked. There is no fossil of a lie. No cave painting labeled, "This guy said he did not eat the berries, but he definitely did." But the ingredients are ancient. Deception existed before humans. Theory of mind made lying more powerful. Language made lying explode. And social life made lying both useful and dangerous. So maybe the first human lie was not some grand betrayal. Maybe it was small. I did not take the meat. I was not sleeping. I saw the animal first. I am not scared. Tiny lies around a fire, spoken by people trying to survive in a world where reputation could mean life or death. And thousands of years later, we are still doing it. The words changed, the stakes changed, the lies got faster. But the impulse is ancient. Because the moment humans learned to imagine what another person believed, we learned something else too. How to change it. And that may be where lying began.